Welcome back. This is MDawg. Another episode here. And we're actually going to start out trying out 8787 for rough. There is a rough order. We need like 5 or 6 greater than 29 grams. It's like 15 silver. Not a big deal, but always good to know if there's an active rough spot here at Mosquito. So I thought it'd be worth our time just to go check that out. That should give us a little bit of silver so we're comfortable in purchasing the telescopic rod kit, which I think is still what we're going to do. That's what we were talking about doing at the end of last episode, and I think that's still what we'll do. We're going down here somewhere, 8787. This is supposed to be a 10 clip, 8 to 10 clip. So we'll go 8, 9, 10 on clip, and just about casting straight out from shore, it looks like, is what this person was doing over on VK. So that's this spot right here. We have fished here before. This is where when the, so what are we going to do, 8, 9, 10? Is that what we said? When the challenges first came out, pretty active spots down here for a variety of different challenges. All right, so we'll go 9 on this one. And we're gonna go worm on every one. So it'll be like just, again, just free bait, might as well. 8 clip. And maybe this won't take long. We'll go get some crucian gibbles while the night's still going, while the night is young, if possible. Per usual, not per usual, I haven't always done this, but sometimes I've done this. I am fishing on my main account over on the other computer, and once again, trying to find the elusive silver carp. So we're using the same baits for the most part, although we've gone up to 4.0 hooks, just trying to push the envelope as much as we can on finding that trophy that so far has eluded us. So that was 27 grams. This cafe order is specifically for 29 grams, which shouldn't be too bad, but we're 2 for 2 on less than. Now it is still a little early. Hopefully that does improve soon. Right now this looks like a great bite rate, by the way. All right, so let's see. One thing I wish we had was 22 hooks, but I feel like I've said that before and then maybe gone and purchased one. It's not on these because these aren't put together. It's not on this. This is carp. Huh. Did we lose a 22 hook? It's weird, right? Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Let's just see if size 20 hook still gets fish, still gets rough on it, and if that helps with the average size at all. Oh, that might be the wrong one. No, that's the right one. And that's probably not a rough, right? Yeah, it's a little white bream. So far, I'm loving the bite rate, though. All right, there's our first rough. That's the correct size. Still not a marker, though. We are catching all non-markers, but we don't care. We're leveling up bottom fishing. Hopefully going to make a little money on this cafe order. And we're not using up ground bait. We're using free bait. No damage to our gear. It's all good. Let me see what else is going on here. Not a lot of new posts on Mosquito or Winding. If we do get the equipment, there is a place that we can go try for the chub. I'm not saying it'll work, but it might be worth the try. A little roach. We're getting all kinds of little fish here on our 2,000 worms. Look at this bite rate, though. I love it. It's a good way to try to level up bottom fishing with this kind of bite rate. And as we move into evening, hopefully we'll get an increase in marker size. I think we're just a little early to the party right now. There we go. First marker rough. We will take that. And that is on the bigger hook. But this... Okay, another roach. Oh, we hope it's a rough. White bream. We did get points in bottom fishing though. Which of course, here on Mosquito, you keep all fish. You never know when a cafe order is going to pop that uses non-markers. You know, it's not that uncommon to get those small white bream orders here. We actually have caught 3 in a short amount of time, so file that away. Rough or white bream, this is not a bad spot to try to get your orders done. It appears. Let's look at rough by weight. Right now we've got 3 that are large enough. So I think once we get to 6, we don't stay much longer than that because we want to go probably try to get a few crucian gibbles as well while we're deciding on spending that silver. Oh, that's a nice one. Almost 100 grams. Plus we got a point in bottom feeding. I guess if it works out, like if we stay a little bit longer, it'd be nice to just use rough. Okay. Size 24 hook on worm. And we're going to catch a bream this size. I mean, I assume bream is what this is. This is the like float. This is the bream spot. Or it's what has been the bream spot for float fishing. Somewhere over here, close by. I mean, it didn't swim far. Let's see, is that what it is? Oh, no! I shouldn't have pushed it so hard. If I'm being honest though, that does make me want to throw in a float and see if we can get a bream bite. Alright, that's too small. I think we need to take care of this rough order first though before we start getting tricky. Another nice size rough, by the way. Roach. Chub. Hey, we can fish with a picker rod now. Not that we want to, but technically we could. All right, 1, 2. So 2. Technically we have enough right now, if we want to call it, but that would be using our marker size for the cafe order. which we will certainly do if we need to. I think it's on this one. Oh, there you go. It's funny how many of them are these like small size. That one's big enough. So is that 3? 1, 2, 3. 3 if we're not going to use markers. Whoa. Nice white bream. Let's see. Which one is the bream? Four two. Stage 4-2. Okay. Oh, please be rough. Biggest rough ever. So back when this first came out, yeah, 87 was the bream spot. All right, so we are going to try it with a, I think worm is our best bet. A little slow down here. 39.8? Question mark? I couldn't have seen that right. That's another big rough, by the way. Ooh. We are so close to hitting cottage cheese dough. I don't know. I guess I lost track. I thought we still needed to buy a whole nother set of 10 just to hit it. It's just one after another. All right, I'm gonna call that next fish on the first rod. We're gonna throw one float in for bream. 1.60 depth. Oh, nice one. Another nice one, 80 grams. All right, so it either needs to be more shallow or cast farther. This will go a lot better when we have our upgraded rod. All right, let me see if I go 90% cast, if it's deep enough for this depth. Yes, that's perfect. All right. All right, so if we go by weight, we have, starting at 29, 1, 2, 3, 4. We just need one more, or we use one marker, no big deal. Another nice one. We're definitely getting some nice rough on the 20 size hook, but we're also getting some nice ones on the 24. Felt like it was getting a nibble, but I could be wrong. Oh man, these rough are really coming in. All right, these bream, the bream are oftentimes going to push it up. You're going to see the float go flat, and then soon after that we assume there's a fish on. Okay, there it went flat, fish on. It's way too small. It's actually a white bream. So if we had cottage cheese dough, we could test to see if the regular bream were still here. Looks to me like we might be getting another nibble. I guess I didn't, either wasn't quick enough or might have gone too soon. They're still getting a nibble, so I don't guess I even messed it up. This is more, I don't know, this is not a typical bream nibble. Doesn't mean it's not a bream, it's just not the usual way that we've seen bream nibbles go. Oh, that's another perfect one. All right, we're about to, oh, there we go. Huh. I definitely was not fast enough there. We're about to wrap this up. We met our goal here. Interesting. Slowly taking the bait. All right, last chance. Okay. By the way, 0 bites on the silver bream so far. Going to bigger hooks seems to have slowed the bite rate even more. Very painful. What am I doing? This is not the right map. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. 16 silver for 5 rough. That wouldn't have sold for anything. We're getting there on those. No, no white bream order. Is anything coming off soon though? Bleak will come off before we're done. Roach might as well. Just curious on everything. Is 47 silver? Not bad. Most of that's gonna be rough too. 38. Not a bad little session there. Okay, while we go make sure this is the, I mean, I think it is. I guess just while we go purchase it, let's throw some rods in the water, make a little bit more money on Crucian Gibbles perhaps. So this is an 8-meter clip. When we come from this angle, I think I'm just gonna do $14 with bread on that one. So bread, semolina, and boilie. Let's go get our free food as we fall through the world. We are so close to 40% on bait harvesting. And I think, let's go ahead and get that kit. I think we do want the kit. Can't handle the pressure. The rain is coming down. I thought there was a fish on. My bad. It is raining at Mosquito. I think the walrus stick is just better in every way, and you might as well get the kit. Gives us yet again another 14 hook. The line, surely there's better line. 7.4, just cheap mono line that gets a little closer. I mean, I might be willing to risk 7.5. It's not good practice, but oh, there's 6.8. That's ideal. Maybe they'll have it at winding. Okay, we're down to 22 silver. Ooh, the rain. Can't hear myself think. All right, to travel to Quarry once we hit level 16 is 25 silver. I gotta keep reminding myself that we're not high enough level to go to Quarry to get the cottage cheese dough ingredients. So we're not getting cottage cheese dough until we hit level 16. Do I still have feed? Yeah, 26 feed left. So we should be making, what percentage are we? We need to do this till 30%. We've got a long way. Just do 5 at a time so we don't get too bored. And plus there's probably a fish on by the time we do 5. Or we can dig or something. Oh, we're actually getting a nibble at Surra. Miracles never cease. Alright, where were we going to try? We were going to try some float fishing over at 106, 124 at Winding. We wish that we could use flies, but I'm pretty sure stock hasn't changed either place. At least not that I've seen. Man, if I walk away from those lines, they catch a fish every time. It's perfect. Oh, we have a fish on at Surra. Pretty decent crucian here. 1.2. Okay. Yeah, it's not big enough. It's not quite pulling line at 28, and a trophy would pull line a little bit, because even a non-trophy almost pulls line. It's a decent sized fish though. Yeah, 14 kilo silver carp. So the one difference, so I have one line here at Surra. I don't know if you remember the description of this spot at Surra. It's 8132. I did this a few episodes ago. Well, the one difference is I have one of my lines at a 30-meter clip instead of 35. By the way, boilies strike again. So all the other lines at 8132 at Surra are cast about south at 35 meter, but I did move one line to 30 meter because I had heard that silver carp are also biting at 5 meters in from the other spot, and it does seem to be working so far on that one line. Slot is empty. Oh yeah. Thought this was my main account, I guess, where I can just drink by pressing 5. So if you hold down U, obviously this is how you set up your fishing, your 3 fishing rods, your shovel, but you can also put tea and other stuff, eat or drink, in one of the slots. And if you have premium, you have a 6 and 7 as well. It's a nice addition for premium. Technically, and this is kind of cool, if you're doing some, types of fishing that changes throughout the day, and you just want to have 6 setups instead of 3. If you have premium, you technically could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different lines, different rig types, and then still have 7 for tea, coffee, shovel, whatever. It's kind of neat. Yeah, bread feels like the fastest bite rate. And we're catching just decent fish on bread. All right, getting another nibble. And the exciting thing is, so this is one other difference. I have slightly bigger pellets on the line that I'm getting a bite on at Surra right now. Slightly bigger pellets. So if we do catch something on that line, maybe there's a chance it's a bigger fish, or a chance of it being... Ooh. So it's bigger than the last fish, I'm pretty sure, but still not big enough to pull line right from the start. So I think this means still not trophy. It almost pulled line, but not quite. We're just getting a downpour here at Mosquito. 2 fish on at Mosquito, but I need to finish getting this silver or big head carp in. really quick here at Surra. Now we've got 3 fish on. I feel bad. Let me let you see what I'm doing here. Since we've got 3 fish that we're ignoring at Mosquito right now. Whew. So it's pulling a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying, I still say it's not big enough to be a trophy. But every once in a while you catch a trophy that wasn't as strong as they normally are. There is still some like variety in the way fish fight. Is it a silver though and not a big head? Definitely not a trophy big head. Silver, I'm not sure. Well, I'm almost sure. I'm 90% sure it's going to be probably like 20 kilo silver if it's a silver. But man, I'd love to be shocked, surprised, and all that. I don't even see it. Oh, there it is. I mean, it looks pretty big to me. I'm trying not to get my... Let's don't get excited. That's a big head, isn't it? That's not even a silver carp, I don't think. I don't want to talk about it, chat. Ooh. Wait. He's about to cause us some problems. The never-ending bite rate. We're at 40.5 already on bottom fishing. Oh my goodness. I think that fish popped off somehow. I mean, these are such small orders, it might not be worth turning any of our fish unless we stay here longer than I think we will. That was a weekly record big head carp, by the way. See it pop up right here? Wait. Here it is. Weekly record big head carp. Talked about some of those cafe orders possibly popping off before rolling over before we got off, and that may be true, but I kind of forgot that we're going to go to our plan is to go to 4.8 line. That's so interesting. Winding and try a little float fishing now that we've made some silver. All right, so just on digging, we got to cross the finish line there. Which means that we've unlocked cottage cheese dough, but we got to go to quarry for that. It also means we've unlocked pea porridge, which is the other bait that is, well, it's good for eyed, but it's also sometimes really good for bream. So we might as well make a little bit of it. Misspelling. Make a little bit of it for that purpose. Just for us to be able to test out really occasionally. We'll want to make a lot of cottage cheese dough, but you want to have a lot of pea porridge as well. These are actually, both of these baits are very good at this level. I think it's 855. We're going to start packing up from Mosquito. Save these boilies. So we've gone through half of the dip container, and we've gone through some boilies. How many we end up having that were none? All right, so that would be worth 8, and then that's definitely worth it. Not even gonna look. But our crucian, was it 5? I mean, even if it was 7, it's still worth it. 1, 5, yeah, it's worth it. Okay. All right, so back up to 28 silver. Wow. Oh, I forgot we had all the rough. All right, let's take off. Because that doesn't matter on silver at all. Hardly. I mean, that's half a silver, all those fish. So it's 112 silver. We could get the starter bolo rod if we want to play around with that a little bit. I mean, we're in no hurry. Might as well do some fun tinkering here and there. Okay, so one thing I wanted to... Oh, we need to look at line, but we want to look at it at... I think we saved the silver. We don't actually need for this to be longer. We're going to be doing short casts. Seems silly for 6 silver, though. All right, let's get that one. All right, we're doing all kinds of playing around right now. All right. Middle rod again over at Surra. Oh, did I leave this up? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Because this is nothing exciting. Middle rod, but this is probably more like, I don't know, 8 kilos or something. It's not very big. All right, let me go ahead and travel. If I remember, we'll check back at Mosquito right before we are finished to see if another rough order has popped at the cafe, since we already have all those small roughs. Okay, 12.8 silver carp, by the way. I don't know. I guess if we just kept grinding away at this, eventually we might hit it. Cafe. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so we want to look at this goes up to 7.4. We want to see if we have that line. The line was this one. They do. All right, 6.8. Perfect. So we'll put that in slot 1. Go ahead and change that to 6.8. Everything else is fine. I think we'll end up doing a little bit bigger hook size. We actually probably need to take, let's just go ahead and take these hooks off just so that we have the options. 10 is maybe what we'll end up using. Although I could see, where is our 6? We do have a 6, right? Yeah, it's right there. Okay. So we go that, and then we go the bolo rod in slot 2. We don't want that reel. Do we have any reels on our spinning setup? Okay. Load capacity is 3.8, so 3.5 is actually really good. That's fine. 14. I'm not exactly sure what we're using on these yet. I'm actually thinking this is the one that we go for chub to check, to just see if chub is here. So that means we probably want, if I remember correctly, it was like 50 depth. And then this is maybe the one we go for, was it white bream? No. Eyed, amongst other things. Maybe put it at 1 kilo. But the truth of the matter of where we're going to be fishing is, it's actually a good bleak spot, except we don't have, I'm suddenly getting so many bites here at Surra. So I've got to do this. All right, let's check this one first. So it's getting to be the middle of the day, so we're just going to see the smaller fish pop in. But that first rod, that's got a good bend to it. I'm not saying there's a chance. This is actually a wild carp. That might not go full distance. Oh, it just did. Yeah. It's not big enough. He was just acting bigger than he really is. All right, so we were thinking 106, 124. And the spot that I'm remembering was actually, and put this one at zero depth, and we probably want, what's been working the best? Caster? And if that's the case, we'll go 20 centimeters. All right, let's go try it out. So 106, 124, it's up right past the bin up here. Let's just see what we can see. I don't know. it's going to be miserable fishing with, I don't think you fish with more than 2 with the current. Even 2 is intense, so I can't imagine that we want to do 3. This is 108, 124. Is there a 106? Yeah, I mean, there's not really a 106, 124. He's at 106, 123, which is this. He just put on the post 106, 124. All right. So we have a walrus stick. All right, this one actually lets us fish with some depth. And then we have this, which we can open the bail and just keep an eye on it. And then we have this, where we may catch bleak. All right, I've already lost sight of everything. Like, I think everything was working. The retrieval speed was so slow on this one. Of course, the only fish we caught was a bleak. Which that's really what this spot is a bleak spot. All right, so let's do this. Just for a minute, let's push this away. And then we'll just try to watch the 2. See, we already got that one. Nice bleak. We kind of want to throw this close to that one. That already went under, but we missed it, right? Or did it not go under? That's a nice bleak. It's kind of what a bolo rod lets you do, though. I mean, it just can kind of keep going. Because it's letting line out of the reel instead of being dependent on the telescopic rod. We're gonna put micro line on this. I'm not sure the bleak here care at all, but just in case, we're gonna do that. How far is a max cast with this? Not very far. This is great. I mean, we're not really, I'm not sure we're making progress towards any of the challenges, but we're having a really good bleak session, it appears. Potential of having a really good bleak session at least. Another nice one. Wow. And we got that grasshopper in the water. It might eventually do something. Oops. .1. Now it's nice if you can get different floats. These are slightly different colors, but they're too similar. You can get floats that look really different from each other, and that can be helpful in this kind of situation. Actually, these might be the same. Yeah. These are exactly the same. That nace almost broke us off with this little 1.5 line. It's almost too much. So no bite on the red worm last time down, but this time it catches a little something. And it's a little roach. What are we hoping we're going to get here? A little chub. We haven't seen a chub yet, but yeah, that's what we're hoping. I think that's part of why it was difficult to have all three out. Not just the chaos of how many bites we were getting at the same time, but also all the floats are just too similar. Okay. Let's try something here. I am going to go max cast, so this one is just nowhere near the others. I mean, you know, what's the worst that could happen? We missed the bite. It's all right. Kind of staggering them a little bit. One, two, three. I just got to keep my head, keep it straight in my head where the different ones are. All right. Let's move it in a little closer. All right. One, two, three. Yikes. Get that roach off of there. We have not hit a fish yet on this thing. It's tough because the bites are so few and far between. This one's the one. This is the one I'm surprised didn't get a bite yet, but there it goes. Nice little nace. Okay. Okay, so let's think about this. So we can confirm this is a really good bleak spot. We don't really have any intel on other spots. There was a little gudgeon spot, but we don't need gudgeon right now. In case you're curious, the gudgeon spot was 87,103. All right, let's go back to this old guide. And it's getting a little later in the day, so we could try we try the eye. So the eye does not have to be telescopic. And the what about the chub? Just using float. So neither one of them have to be. And this is where we tried it last time, right? Ide is 5.3. So its recommendation is actually 120, 120 on dung beetle at 50 meters. All right, we don't have dung beetle. We do have grasshopper. What else do we know that Ide goes for? Red worms? Okay. 120, 120. Let's try. And they did a large one hook. Wow. Okay. So we're going to do 2 out here. We're going to do, I guess we'll start off with 6 red worm at 50 depth. And then this at 50 depth. But I'm actually going to hold the grasshopper because this is the one that I'm more worried about missing the bite. Okay, so setting a hook with float tackle other than telescopic gets a little trickier because you technically have the option of trying to set it with control right click. You don't really have to do that telescopic, you can just pull it. So you want to get rid of the slack and then hit control right click as quickly as possible. If we can get a bite here. So not only do we have a slow bite rate on this bait, but we also have a float technique that is somewhat inconsistent. All right, so So far, very slow. I guess arguably it just takes one, right? But, oh, wait. Perch. Oh, we haven't made it yet. Just kind of out of ideas here. I'm trying to hit this or honestly trying to hit this chub. So we're trying pea porridge on the feeder tackle. Hey, it's a bream. We probably should be back at that spot that we tried last time, because that was like not that long ago. At least we saw evidence that there were eyed and chub there. We just got them small. So let's actually hustle to that spot before the afternoon or the daytime is over. We'll try this same setup that we're doing here. I don't know if I know the exact spot, but it was... Wait. Yeah. This was it. It was like this, right? Maybe actually here. Somehow I remember that the eyed suggested depth was a little deeper than the chub, and I didn't really understand that, but all right. See if we can just get a bite over here. We're able to fish a little deeper, a little farther away from shore now that we have better equipment. Frankly, this grasshopper got away from us. That's too far out, I think, but the value in it is not that we can cast it far from where we are right now, but that it can float without us having to walk down the shore with it. All right, so this is 2 that I'm holding. If the other one goes down, I gotta hit 1. Just gotta remember what's going on here. It just, the current takes it right down that line. It is sort of actively pulling it away from us. All right, let's try something a little different with this one. Now this is awkward because if I get a nibble on that, I'm going to jerk back to it and probably screw it up, but I'm just trying to see like where we can get a bite. Oh, was that a nibble? I guess not. Man. All right, finally. All right, this is a chub, folks. This size on grasshopper just about has to be, right? Trying to get ahead of it. Ooh, don't lose it. Oh, mercy. Okay. Just trying to get it where it couldn't use the... Remember, we have such a small like line on this because of the little rod we're using. It's probably not big enough, right? Are you serious? Oh, it was just barely big enough. Oh my goodness. Okay. It was 1.5 kilos exactly. All right. Okay. So the other question, of course, is eyed. We saw that there were eyed in this spot. And am I remembering correctly that I don't have to be on float at all? This is stage 5, 1.5 on winding. All right, what are the eyed doing on winding? Please tell us. I looked at this earlier, last time we did this, right? All right. Eyed, 27 baits. What's the parameters here? 3 days. Castor, redworm, wheat seed. All right. doesn't need to be float. So let's go. Let's go like this. I'm going to do large with the wheat seed. I'm going to do 10 clip because I just don't remember. Castor, red worm. Is this red worm? No, it's pea porridge. Pea porridge is on the list. I mean, all right, this is like 108, 101. Let me see if I can find the last person that talked about this so I can see what suggested clip is. Oh, you know what? Maybe I saw this not... Maybe where I saw this was actually on our guide. No, because that was showing 120, 120. Where did I see this? Oh, was it on Blunty's guide? Yes, 108, 102 on red worm. That's wheat seeds. That could be a good sign. It doesn't really give a clip because people were using float to do this. Maybe I'd had to be float before the changes, before the patch. I don't know. I'm not sure, but it might have. I can't believe we got that chub done though. That's great. So we need to do bloodworm. At least we get another gift bag. No, it looks like the old challenge was catch an eyed weighing at least 1.5 on winding, so not float. I wonder why they were doing it on float then. Is that better for some reason? 1 meter on red worm. It doesn't say hook size or anything like that. I don't like that hook size though. Don't love that one either. Don't want that one. Oh, I could do that one. That size would be better. I'm not going to let it float too much past us. I'm going to switch the hook size. Okay. I'm like, I just don't want to, you know, we hit that one, but then it's too small because we've got that tiny hook on. All right, this is on caster. It's just too small. I don't think I can use a large one hook on caster, actually. It's funny how this just drifts it so far away from us. What is this on? Wheat seeds? All right, well here's the question. What all else could go on wheat seed? I would say bream is one of the only other things that's even possible. No, that's an eyed, isn't it? Okay. Okay. What size hook was that? Large one. I mean, I guess I'd kind of get it if it was during the daytime, but at nighttime, I think we just put the feeders in and hope for the best here. I mean, it seems like it's at least possible here. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're way over again. But we have had an interesting session. We probably don't have to think too hard about where to get eyed from. There's probably lots of locations, but even back at 120, 120 at night, you know, it'd be interesting to try wheat seeds perhaps. Now that we've seen that it's very slow. I think we saw this in a previous episode as well. Very slow, but it does have the chance of catching eyed. It's maddeningly slow though. We've got a fish on, don't we? Wasn't that moving? Or am I getting like, is that how tired I am? So in almost an hour, 7 fish at Surra. Ooh, I kept that friction really high. It's like, you're saying there's a chance, huh? Come on. Not the droid we're after. A little white bream. Little eyed. Now, used to be, what's that, size 8 hook? I don't have size 8. Do have 10. 1.6 depth, 110, 125. I also have 6 hook. It used to be that just up the road here is where the white bream was very gettable, but I don't know. That has to be on telescopic, right? Yes. It's funny we don't have a size 8 hook. Size 8 hooks used to be kind of my favorite size hook in the game, because when I first started playing many years ago, that was just the default hook we used for bream. It did so well. We killed bream on size 8 hooks, Volkov and Oldberg. But over the years, we just keep using bigger and bigger hooks. So I don't know. I think at this point, the things are different. It does seem like large one hooks, if you want a trophy bream, is the way to go, but it didn't seem that way back in the day as much. See if we could be patient and try to get one more eyed, one more look at an eyed. It's tough at this point though. That was a surprise. Hate to give up on it, but we've just got to move on and wrap this one up very soon. This big hook, I mean this big line, let's just, I don't think it needs to, I mean obviously it doesn't need to be that big. Wow. Where is the 6? Okay. I don't know if it's better to be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than 8, but we're gonna go a little bigger. All right. Going all the way up to 110, 125. It's a pretty big casting distance. It's partly why I'm not trying this until we have this rod. Not that it wouldn't be possible, I think it would be, but this should help a little bit. It's right around this corner. We're just gonna try 1 or 2 casts. I mean, just this time of day is just right when those big white bream will bite. So just thought we'd try it, see if they even still seem like they're kind of active. At least when I did it on my main account, you really had to sort of get a good cast out there. I don't even know if that's far enough. We're just really short on energy. Although this is kind of interesting because it's drifting. It's kind of stuck on the bottom. We are getting a nibble, I think. I've never seen a white bream nibble that long though. That makes sense. Makes sense that that was a roach. The way it was nibbling. All right. Oh, stopping again. Now this could be a white bream. Another roach. All right, that's a little farther. It's also going to stop. So does it not need to be... Oh, it doesn't need to be drifting, it looks like. So that's helpful. Isn't it interesting how quickly we're getting these roach nibbles, though? For a fairly big hook, they are not playing around. All right, it is drifting with the current. Maybe if we cast more in that direction, it would drift. It's pushing it up. That's more what we expect to see a bream do. Yeah. All right. That could have been a directional issue. I don't remember for sure, but that might have been. So it's not drifting yet. Now it's drifting. And there it goes. Come on, be a white bream. We're back in it. We're feeling it. We're feeling it once again. That's a big boy white bream, by the way. All right, so now we just need that eyed for that stage. Man, oh man. So that's still the spot. I mean, I got that really quick on my main account as well. Just kind of showed up at that spot and all of a sudden, boom, white bream there. All right, so no new. There is a white bream order, only 11 silver, so not a big deal. Glad that's still working. Glad that spot's still working. What have we been catching here? Oh, we've got enough roach. Okay, 856. We did bleak here. Ooh, 20.6 silver for that? Holy cow. We might have gotten there eventually on chub. Look at that trophy bream order. Love to see it. We did not rough, right? No. Rough or easy here, but we did not do it. And 55 more. Back over 100 silver. That is pretty cool. All right. Oh no, how long have I left this on? Ages, I'm sure. It's the price that I pay for having it even as an option that I would forget it sometimes. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Tight lines, everybody.